republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our nation and the state of West Virginia has been struggling, shooting in Washington, D.C., and we pray for the families of Sarah Bergstrom and Andrew Wolf. We pray that Andrew does recover, and we pray for safe passage for Sarah. Thank you.
Amen.
All right, today is Tuesday the 2nd, 5:30 at the Town Municipal Center. Madam Recorder, a roll call.
Yes, Greg Sheen,
Present.
Susan Webster is here, Elizabeth Skinner. Here. Mary Lynn Hickey. Here. Reba Dawson. Here. Ryan Kessel.
Here.
And Rick Weber.
Here. Very good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Does anyone have a chance to review our minutes? Beth, did you catch anything? Oh, good. December
And I saw it.
what? Madam Reporter, you are up to date on that thing?
Yes, I am.
Do you have anything else?
Is everybody okay with the rest of it?
Okay. Thank you. All right. All right, we are entering the wonderful winter season. This weekend, of course, is the Winter Parade, 5 o'clock on Saturday. Cocoa Crawl is Friday evening from 5 to 9. But brace yourself, it's going to be a very chilly Cocoa Crawl this week, maybe temperatures highs in the 30s. The Christmas market is a week, 2 weekends. We've had some just great support of the Christmas market this year, and the rink should be up and available for skating beginning at 4 p.m. on Friday a week. And Black Cat is also conducting a rock and roll music on the 9th at 7 p.m. And of course, Deck the Meters, I think latest count was 73 meters to be decorated.
Actually, believe it or not, we got it in the mail.
Some are decorated, but some, they have until a certain period of time.
They do.
To
They do. I don't know the exact date. They're supposed to be done.
It's the 8th, isn't it?
the
Right, it's before the Elizabeth parade.
8th. So they have until Friday. So they have a few more days to get all that done. So, and thank everyone for participating with the Deck and Meters. It's actually a lot of fun and everything looks great. The town looks fabulous. So you really want to thank the Christmas project, the Christmas market. All the lighting is just fabulous, and they do really good work. And we actually spent the summer cleaning those big wreaths out with the candles and getting those reset. That was a summer project. It doesn't even seem that long ago, but I'm glad it turned out so well. All right. Jump down to our committee and board reports. On track next meetings at the 11th. Mary, do you want to add anything for on track?
I know that the priority now is to firm up a date for an opening mixer sometime between now and the end of the year, or perhaps early January if we can't make that happen. We're looking at Crust as the location for that. And then beyond that, we are now collaborating with Main Street. We shared the Mills Group renderings that they had, and now getting their input. And I'd like to also just point out that all of their technical assistance is free to us.
Good.
And we're excited about that partnership and about availing ourselves of their expertise to come up with a good final rendering that we will then have the town council vote on.
So you'll be seeing a new aesthetic along Washington Street with banners and planters and hopefully some cafe seating on the sidewalk as well. So those are some of the ideas that On Track will be bringing to town as we build, and we'll be building on our local cafe and coffee culture. I think we're up to about 15 businesses that actually serve coffee in town. So again, you're talking everything from Lot 12 to Roy's to 7-Eleven to Fairfax. If you count every business, it's about 15 businesses that are part of our coffee culture. So, and again, the coffee is serving the best coffee in America since 1776. I stand that because it's
the water.
Coffee's 98% water, 2% bean. So
There
if
you
you
go.
supply the best water,
You're gonna
you'll
have the best coffee.
But
Indeed.
the tea cares more. The tea cares more that the water's perfect. So I would say we have good tea.
Truth. How I start my day.
Mm-hmm.
all right. Parks and Rec, next meeting, 7 o'clock at the courthouse on the 17th. Brings us to Colonel Landon's back. Larry? what do you have?
So, with Christmas coming, I am accepting gifts. I would like to accept gifts on the 10th of December. And by gifts, I mean your comprehensive plan submission, if you haven't already done so. It doesn't need to be wrapped. It doesn't need a bow.
Did you say something to me, Larry?
Yes.
Were you speaking to me?
Very broad brush that I'm
Yes.
painting this with.
Yes.
And yes, we'll have a meeting next Wednesday at 5 o'clock.
Larry, it's good to have you back, Larry.
Cheers.
Thank you. Rail trail. Pete left us a few things, but there's nothing new going on with that. Streetscapes the same. Susan, train depot updates?
The depot is doing fine. Dusty is here. I imagine that the plumbing and everything, the water is fine. We had a couple plumbing issues down there. And Warm Springs PSD is coming to see you, did you say tomorrow?
I believe they said tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow, about the sewer issues and, so, you know, it's coming along. It is what it is. The building with the false walls in the baggage area is coming along. And, so it's doing its thing, so.
Very good, okay. Landmark Commission. Priscilla?
Yes, we met yesterday and we voted to make 2 meter decorations. And so we're actually planning to reuse them and repurpose them a little bit for the next December, which will be our 250th. So we had that in mind. We worked on it today. We got two of them about 80% done and we'll have them installed by Thursday, I think. So that's a fun concept. And
Where are your decorations so I can keep special eye out for them?
well, of course, Congress and Wilk Street.
Okay. So does this
Gee, there's
mean-
no surprise there.
Has the kissing booth been retired? I hope not.
That Larry's making that.
Thank you, Larry.
We also met about making the brochure and probably a video as well for the West Virginia Preservation Alliance's conference in May.
Nice.
So we talked about the structures that we would like to highlight and kind of divided up who's going to research what and put some materials together. And it's going to be a really neat presentation, I think, that we'll have. And we have a couple of questions, I guess, later for some of you guys.
Sure.
And then as far as the signs, we just were kind of facilitating getting those historic plat markers in. We got 4 of them in on
Yeah,
private
that's great.
property. The town property, y'all need to decide where they actually go. And then Sam has the concrete that Ryan donated. And so
How
I can go
many
pick them up.
properties are we talking about that we need to make a decision about?
Well, most immediately, there's another 1, 2, 3, 4 along Wilk Street.
Oh,
So another 4 along Wilk Street,
Okay.
and then there's some in front of 7-Eleven, and then there's some on the other side of 522. So
okay,
it's probably another 12 or more signs to put in.
okay.
Um,
And these are without the posts or with the posts?
those are the ones with the posts.
We still with the posts to
Yeah.
install that many?
We have a lot more. Yeah.
Did we install the one in front of Inspired Chaos?
Yes,
That's in? and-
that one's in. I'm not sure if the plaque has been moved to the standard yet, but
Okay.
The post is in the placard. It's not on the plaque.
so the plaque is on the building, and
Do you know specifically which ones were missing? The locations?
missing.
Or need to still be added? I'm sorry.
I can go in
Installed.
order. I mean, there's 2 on probably the water department's property.
Mm.
There's 1 in front of High Spire. Oh, and there's 1 by the bench, probably by the bench that is Congressman Wilkes behind there that faces Kelly's house. So there's like 4 in a row on that part of Wilk
I
Street.
didn't realize there was a sign that went there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
For the top of Congress?
Yeah.
Oh my
So we
goodness.
thought about keeping it on the sidewalk down on Wilk Street instead of
Okay.
putting it up.
Okay.
And then, because it's public property, we're not gonna tell you where to put them, but
Okay, so you need that from us, so
we
you
do.
can continue, and the ground is gonna freeze like imminently, so.
Yeah.
If we don't, make these decisions and give approval sooner, It'll have to wait till spring, but hopefully we can act on this.
And I was just trying to facilitate. It's really
Yeah.
the town and your guys that can put them in.
You know,
Mhm.
Does Public Works have your list?
You know, it's Terry's list, and he gave it to me, so I can pass it on.
If you can give that to Rick, and then we can
Go over with
sign
Sam.
Sam and
Mm-hmm.
get the rest of those
And
done.
if you have any questions, ask Terry Goldman, because he's kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all in his house. Like, he needs
Yeah,
them
and he
out.
did most of the other ones. He
Yeah.
was digging them himself.
Yeah.
putting 'em
Those
in.
guys did 4 signs in 1 hour. I was pretty impressed with no
Okay, yeah, just let me
post
know
hole
and
digger.
we'll get them to you.
Wow, great.
We'll get that.
Dakota
All
can
right.
dig a hole quick.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
Meeting in the graveyard.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
that. we
Well,
would
they,
like-
they did a great job for the ones that are put up there. Terrific. Thank you, Priscilla.
Okay.
Next meeting is the 15th at 4:00 for Landmark. All right. Madam Clerk, do we have anything this week?
No, not with you.
All right, thank you. All right, Madam Recorder.
Yeah, we didn't have any building improvement acknowledgements, but this time of year, you generally don't have a whole lot going on there. Property use request, the Mountain State Cruisers put in a request for some parking meters on June the 20th, which is the day before Father's Day. And the Finance Committee did approve their request. This is a big deal, and some of Fairfax Street is closed down, and so we did approve that in Finance Committee. So that's all we have.
Okay. Well, let's just move right to finance then.
Finance. All right, I make a motion that we pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $1,261.43.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor to pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $1,261.43. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Make a motion that we pay the Berkeley Springs Waterworks bills in the amount of $48,060.86.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor with a second to pay the Berkeley Springs water bills in the amount of $48,060.86. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the Greenway Cemetery bills in the amount of $562.64.
These are all expenses related to this Barstow dedication.
Okay.
Nice.
Is
And the
that-
corporation approved up to $1,000, so we were actually under budget.
Thank
Is
you.
that a motion?
Or second.
Is that your second, Beth?
A second. I actually should have been discussion, I apologize.
Have a motion on the floor with a second and discussion to pay the Greenway Cemetery bills in the amount of $562.64. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, make a motion that we pay the tree board bills in the amount of $3,800.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor to pay the tree board bills in the amount of $3,800.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the hotel motel distribution in the amount of $885.06.
Second. 85, 80.
Yeah, I think that was the second one.
Councilman, are you good with that?
Okay.
A motion on the floor with a second to pay the hotel motel distribution bills in the amount of $885.06. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the on-track bills in the amount of $144.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor with a second to pay the on-track bills in the amount of $144. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Susan. Kate, do you have anything for us?
Yes,
Thank you.
yesterday and today, people from Bartlett's Tree Experts were here. They were doing a survey of the trees in the Old English, the Old German, and the old part of Greenway to determine which are heritage trees. And we will, once that's done, we will proceed in terms of a list of heritage trees as per our ordinance. They will give us information on how best to preserve them. I also had them go look at the tree outside of Oscar's. That's on town property. I think it's one of the biggest street trees. It's an oak outside of Oscar's on Fairview Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where that car went
Yeah.
underneath that
Yeah.
big limb?
Yes.
On
Yeah.
Fairfax.
Because I think that's a big
Fairfax or Fairview?
Fairfax.
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 Oh, you said Fairview.
Is that
Oh,
one
I'm
gonna
sorry.
need to come?
Pardon me?
Is that one gonna need to come down or?
No,
Good,
we hope to
good.
preserve
I
it.
love
I think
that.
it's the biggest street tree in town.
Oh, okay, good.
Is it
So
on public property or is that,
that's probably
Oscar's.
town.
Hmm?
That is probably town.
okay.
It's between the sidewalk and the,
Oh, yeah.
we also are going to start a campaign, letting people know about the value of heritage trees and giving some ideas about how they can preserve their trees, and why they would want to do that. And this is paid for with money out of the West Virginia Division of Forestry, the Demonstration City Grant.
For everyone's appreciation, would you define what a heritage tree is?
Well, it is a very flexible term. It can be a tree with historical significance, such as there's a tree outside of the Edward Murrow Building in Oklahoma City. It survived the bombing. It could be a tree of a certain age. And that's what we're looking for here. In West Virginia, few of the trees are over 100 years old because the entire state, except for some of the state parks, were just clear cut. And so most of the trees that have been growing in West Virginia were planted by the CCC in 1920s. Now not all of them were planted by the CCCs. So we're looking at trees in the range of 100 years old or older. We're also looking at trees that have particular environmental value. So those are the things that we are looking at, and that's how we're defining heritage. And the reason that trees in cemeteries tend to be older is that people don't cut down trees there.
Interesting, thank you.
It used to be the Washington elm and you can see postcards
Yeah.
of it and it was right where you turn into the country inn, the bridge there at the
Oh,
park,
yeah,
right on the corners, the Washington, it was huge.
they just cut down a couple in there.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah, this was.
was diseased and eventually they had to cut it down, but that was a sad day.
That
Okay.
was a sad day in Berkeley Springs.
For the trees that are in, Kate, for the trees that are in the Berkeley Springs Park, is that part of the area that you cover as well?
No, that's state
Just
property.
Okay. Do you make recommendations to the state?
I have invited Kelly to come to some tree board meetings. I've offered her the Arbor Day tree this year. We had the Arbor Day tree planted there last year, and we'll do it again. They're aware that they have some problems. Oh, speaking of Arbor Day, I forgot. The Tree City USA form is ready to be filled out, and I'll have it done by the end of the month.
Now, in regard to because I'm saying what you're saying in the park, also with the trees there, are they going to address some of those issues?
They want to. My understanding, and I got this from a park employee, a lot of those old trees, when they had signs of disease, they poured concrete in.
Mhm.
And so
Used to be common.
that makes them particularly difficult to take care of. It makes it difficult to take them down. It was an old accepted practice.
Yeah.
And the big one that fell, last April, that was part of why it took them so long to get that cut up and taken away.
Wow, because the middle was all
Yeah.
concrete?
Yeah.
I never heard of such a thing.
Oh, yeah, that was a common.
So, I talked to Kelly about trees, and if there's anything you'd sort of like to pass along, I'm sure they are, affected by funding cuts too.
Yeah.
What about the
You don't have
The
that
park
tree in the front.
foundation? They might
Yeah.
be a way.
I'm on that board, and it's not something that we've talked about. I did when I walked over to the last meeting. I looked at the trees that are above the park, And those are a mess. They need pruning and attention and replacement, but again, it's not our role.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there's just some work that definitely needs to be done there. It's hard to, I was reading that, one time how the trees on both sides of Washington were able to touch in the center.
Really?
Oh, that's-
Yeah, can you imagine that?
It
How
was
long ago
gorgeous.
would that be?
1963, and the
Hmm.
reason that they were cut down is North Washington Street became 522, and they had to widen it. North Washington Street used to look like South Washington Street with the lawns in front
Yeah.
and big trees.
Yeah.
My mother cried.
That
when
had
they
to be
did that.
awful when they
They
took those
cried.
down.
There were pictures of the trees coming down.
Oh,
Yeah, and so then we got 522 because Wilk Street was the main street in town.
Understood.
Yeah, and so,
And
yeah, yeah, there's a date.
yeah, what a shame that,
Yeah.
what an absolute. Kate, thank you. Councilwoman Dawson, grants?
Nothing new to report here, other than looking into the mural grant that you
Yeah.
sent this email
I
about.
can, Dusty provided some clarification on that. Dusty, you want to talk about that for the West Virginia mural?
Yeah, so the West Virginia Mural Grant is provided by the West Virginia Division of Tourism, Arts, Culture, and History. $5,000 to each county in the state of West Virginia for essentially arts, culture, and history. Me and Greg were looking at the application. It has to do with America's 250th. Part of
Yeah.
what the grant program is. It's supposed to be a tour across the state of West Virginia. Part of like the waterfall tour and the paranormal tour, which the state has done, seen great success with across the tourism across the state. And it has to do with 250, it has to do with historical significance or historical figures.
Right.
And or some form of tie into the local community. So it really fits the town of Bath really strong. And so I was at the county commission meeting before it was granted to the counties. And the way that it's phrased with arts, culture, and history now being under tourism, it would essentially go to tourism or Travel Berkeley Springs. So I told the county commission that since we have an arts council within the county, that money should be allocated to the arts council, not to us. And I let Jordan know that it exists. I haven't followed up with the county or Jordan since that point. So it's somewhere in the ether between MAC and the county, but it has been granted. The county should and now have received information from the governor's office saying that it exists.
Right. I looked at the application too, and it looks like it's to the county commissioners, like
Yes.
they're the ones that have to submit it. And that's an easy workaround. As Greg pointed out, we could just do the legwork and then have them actually make the submission. But they also want, in the grant, they want you to list the artist and a sketch of what they had planned.
Yep.
So we're not there yet. We haven't even identified an artist, but that doesn't mean we couldn't be nimble and quickly figure that out. But then I don't know what Jordan has in mind, because we're looking at that thing up by the Moose to create like a
Mhm.
welcome to historic town of Bath, just paint the whole thing.
The deliverable timeline is really quick.
It is.
Yeah.
So
It's April, isn't it? April?
it has to be completed by April.
Mhm.
It's completed.
terrible weather.
The project has to be completed by April.
Yes.
No problem.
Okay,
I'm
I'm gonna,
talking about the big concrete thing.
I am talking about the big, I'm gonna-
Cool.
it would be so cool. I will connect with Jordan and see what
Yeah.
she's got in mind. Because I don't want to preemptively say, well, this is what we'd like. And it's no saying, I guess, that we couldn't submit a couple applications. We could. You know, she's got something and we've got something and just see how it all goes.
Absolutely.
I'll check in with her and
Yeah,
see
we
what
need
she's
to
got.
act fast.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody
Um,
needs to submit for it. We can't not be on this tour.
Exactly. And here's the other thing, just for grants, what Reba and I are really gonna be hyper focused on in the months ahead. I've started the process with Congressman Moore's office to talk about funding for water and anything else that we can get them engaged about. The Ewing Street Bridge, we need a grant for that. Independence Street repaving and sidewalks, we need a grant for that. Main Street grant will be money for the downtown refurbishing that we've talked about for a bit here, and then of course, water. So that's really our focus at the moment. GIS mapping grant that we had applied for and is expected to be funded this summer. we're still on track for that. So updates as we get them. I did just get that recent email from them. Maybe you got it too, about the GIS mapping, just basically checking in. It's on track and waiting on the awards.
Thank you. Thank you, Reba. Thank you, Mary. Public safety, I know the DSPD has been quite busy the past couple of weeks. What do you have, Chief?
Nothing really. We're just keeping up with the everyday stuff. We're trying to get ready for the Cocoa Crawl and the parade, which we're well on track for. We'll have that covered. But we're just chugging along.
Well, okay. Well, from the looks of things, I know when I'm out walking around that you guys are really engaged and have been very, very active the past couple of weeks.
Officer Stankel's been making my numbers look good. He's really Joel. I'm glad to have him and doing everything I can do to keep him here. So, we're gonna maybe start a police league basketball team.
There you go.
And FOP,
No,
Friends of Police.
Do you know who started the neighborhood watch and the signs we now see? along
No, they were here when
Green
I
Street?
got here, man.
On Green Street,
Yeah.
we know who did that.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, it was just
It's a
Little
good
old
thing.
lady that goes up
She-
and down Green
she
Street
bought the
picking
signs
up
and-
garbage.
and
She bought the
installed them.
signs and mounted them herself on existing.
she created
street
an
tape.
organization of one.
Because, I know how neighborhood watch, you're supposed to be like a community meeting and all these things, and I was like, did I miss all that?
It's just her.
Believe it or not, the neighborhood watch program is a nationally organized system.
Yeah.
They have access to signage.
She got her signs.
You can get it going. That would probably be an asset for this town.
If she ordered the signs through Hunters, and then she just gets the hardware and puts them up herself.
Yeah, they're all up and down Green.
Oh, I know.
It's the green is the safest street in America.
Everybody's
Sidewalks.
looking.
Besides Welch, yes, that's
I
right.
passed her the other day. She had gone down some garbage or something, got spilled in the church lot.
Oh, that's her
She
thing.
went back home, got a rake and a broom and a garbage can, walked back up, cleaned it up.
She
and I
is
passed her going
maintaining-
the other way. Stopped and talked to her for about 10 minutes. Oh, she
She's
loves it.
Who is it? Is this
I can't remember her name.
No, it's not Ellen. It's not. it's
I will
not-
find out
it's
next
not
time I see
Ellen.
her. I will get
Ellen
a
is
name.
equally busy on the Wayne corridor, but this
Yeah,
lady,
we can give me her name and information. I'll make her a neighborhood watch captain.
Well, she already is. She already is.
We'll expand her citywide.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
Very good.
Next time we
I'll
track her
find
down.
out her name next time I see her.
No, but good job. It's just great job, Josh. I'm just seeing you everywhere in town. Yeah, just between the West Virginia State Police, they've been more active in town recently, the sheriff's office and the town of Bath. And you better be doing 25 miles per hour through town right now
That's right.
and not be on your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah, that'll cost you.
That
And
will
that'll
cost-
cost you with insurance too. That's worse than the fine.
Mm,
Because
I
your
know.
insurance will consider that as more of a risk than speeding or other tickets.
What's more of a risk?
Cell phone use.
Cell
phone.
If you get a
Oh.
ticket
Have a
for
whole
cell
thing
phone
on that.
use. It's a.
That's just great work. But just Chief, just great,
Have you
great
heard?
work, Chief.
Like you told me.
Don't even do it.
Just,
Plus
real-
community service. Don't pay the
really
fine.
proud of the job you guys are doing, so thank you.
Thank you.
Cemetery, Beth.
I don't have anything I need to report
Okay.
tonight.
Rick, Public Works.
Our crew reported to work this morning at 4 instead of 6, and by the time I got up at 6:30, everything was already plowed.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Brenda was looking at Facebook or something, there was a big complaint from up by Laurel Avenue. Because part of that belongs to us, part of that belongs to DOH, and it was DOH's part that was not done. But Sam went up and spread salt on what wasn't done, so everybody was happy at the end.
It was very neighborly of us.
Yes, they will continue to work on the next one block at a time. They're gonna do Independence Street West next week. We brought this up at finance. We're gonna do what the water department has done is we're gonna allocate money so that we can provide work boots, steel-toed work boots for our guys.
Mhm.
And they're gonna go up and get those from the same place. And we're also, because our crew has been using their personal cell phones to communicate. If one crew's here, one crew's somewhere else, we're gonna get a set of 3 walkie-talkies, one for the 2 crews that are working and one for Sam to have. it'll be like $150 so they can communicate without using their personal phones. And the last thing that I have is I submitted to Potomac Edison, and I have not heard back, our first 54 lights that we want them to replace with the recommended wattage that we did. And we minimized as much as we could so that they're not going to be blinding people through their windows, et cetera. But like I said, I tried to call him today and have not heard back, but we gave him the first 54 and it shouldn't be any cost to the town. So we're good.
It's 54.
54 is the
First
first.
54. The
Out of a
program is
total of how
100.
many?
It's supposed to be 100, but we're going with like 105.
Nice.
Because we found in the first batch, there were like ones that we hit Washington Street first.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I was just driving through Hancock when we did that night. It
That
was
was
like,
very impressive.
it is like,
I haven't been impressed with Hancock for a long time.
I'm good.
They have the, right, they do have the brightest,
They have. It's really good.
brightest street, yeah. No one walking on it I've ever seen.
No, that's true.
Nobody there,
And-
but
Yeah, also, and the Public Works guys began to install the new cigarette receptacles on Washington and
Right.
Fairfax, so.
We've gotten all those things that we ordered. So
Okay.
that, garbage cans, the replacement, all that stuff. Yeah.
Good. So all those little things matter, so they're,
Yep.
they're doing a great job. Thank you, Rick, for that. Ryan, ordinance?
No new business, but given the weather today, I just want to point out an existing ordinance regarding restricted parking in town when there's a snow emergency, which is 4 inches or more, which wouldn't have been today, but including not parking on Washington and Fairfax when that occurs. So I believe the clerk or other personnel put that at the top of the website that you can click on to see where you can and cannot park during snow emergencies.
All right, thank you for that, Ryan. And also, we, with the new engineer that's going to be coming on board to assist Pete next year, that will allow us to move forward with our vacant property and unsafe building structure, by having a staff engineer,
Perfect.
volunteer, unpaid position.
that they're an engineer.
Yes. Yeah.
So that ordinance will be coming out in the near future.
And the election one too, yeah? It's
Yes,
in your queue?
yes.
Yeah, that way, these are certified engineers, are not automatically approved by the state of West Virginia.
Perfect.
So it's just, that'll help Pete. So Pete, we're just not relying on Pete to do everything. So
No.
we'll have two engineers available to us. Mary, Waterworks?
Yeah, so Greg and I met on November 18th or 19th. We met with the Morgan County Commissioners. And it was a really valuable opportunity for all of us to level set our mutual understanding, specifically around the current capacity of the Berkeley Springs Water Works and what that capacity looks like now over the next 5 years. Even if we had all the money tomorrow, it would take them that long to do the restoration. I want to be clear, we are not expanding the water department. We are not increasing the capacity. We are simply refurbishing and restoring and upgrading the equipment we have to continue pumping approximately 500,000 gallons a day. And our conversation focused on available surplus capacity beyond our current customer base, and also some discussion around the status of a secondary water source, which was very much a talking point when the town signed on to the 522 South extension 3 years ago. So, and there was a really informative follow-up article in last week's Morgan Messenger, if you've had a chance to see it, that really unpacks a lot of this. There's a lot of technical detail in there. But it's just very important that we have some mutual understanding of what's possible from our current plant, from our refurbished plant, and then clearly the unmet need that must be addressed with a secondary water source. So those conversations will continue on a regular basis with the commissioners moving forward, to include us giving them updates on our usage and to request updates from them on the progress of exploring and putting in place a secondary water source. So that's the news. And we already covered in grants. Yes, we're looking for all the money we need.
And thank you, Mary, for just, you've acquired a lot of information and knowledge in a very short period of time, and thank you for taking the time to do so. Tomorrow, we have a water meeting at 4 p.m., correct?
We do.
And we would recommend for folks out there that have any interest in water and getting a better understanding of what's going on, to please join us at that meeting. Again, it's tomorrow at 4 p.m. right here.
It's tons of fun. Tons of
It
fun.
was standing room only last time.
This is the single most critical project that the town is working on.
It is.
And we have all hands are on deck with that, and we do want to share that information with the public. Getting the article in the paper was helpful. There's quite a bit more that we'll have to share coming
In the days ahead.
days ahead. Thank you.
Yes.
At this point, does anyone would like to speak before council? Add anything? No? Have a motion to adjourn? All right. So moved.
Nice job, 35.
Keep it, keep the cake.